Another mind-blown mini lesson with Miss Hoover today. Today we're talking prior knowledge. Our I can statement today is I can use what I already know to think deeper about my text. Now, I'm probably assigning this video to you because you're starting a new book. That's usually when we try to use prior knowledge. However, I may find something in the text that I might want you to use prior knowledge on. Remember, prior knowledge also connects with inferences. We want to have prior knowledge about topics, things we already know. So that way we can use clues from the text to connect it for an inference. So practicing the skill is super important. And you're already experts in a lot of different things that can relate to a lot of different novels. So let me show you an example. So another word we use for prior knowledge would be schema. If you've ever heard it said that way, they both mean the same thing. So what is schema? It could be your experiences, people you know, memories, ideas, things you've seen, heard, feel, learned, or places you've been. So it can relate to a lot of different things. Basically, if you've experienced it, that's background knowledge, that's schema. Okay? Some sentence starters while you're talking and writing using prior knowledge. You could be like, blank reminds me of this. I have a connection to, I can relate to, I already know. So those are some of the things that you might want to use when talking about schema. So I'm going to move myself around here. And I have the actual novel here. I'm reading this book currently. It's called Fish in a Tree. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cover and I'm going to talk through my prior knowledge or my schema, what I already notice from the title, cover, or text. All right, let me get out of my presentation mode here so I can type. So looking at the cover, I noticed that it is called Fish in a Tree. So some background knowledge I know is fishes don't belong in trees, right? So fish don't belong in trees. I think I just said fishes, and please don't ever repeat that. Should just be fish. That's the plural version. Sorry. A lot of times people will use this reference. I've had some prior knowledge with this. If they're describing something like, I think there's a quote that goes something like this, where it's like, a fish will go its whole life thinking it's stupid if its only test is to climb a tree. So sometimes this kind of title can be used to describe someone. Maybe they're describing someone who is an outlier. Ooh, using some math vocab in reading. So an outlier in math, it's when you have a graph, right? And there's all these little dots down here, and then there's one little guy over here, like way out there. So it's just someone who like doesn't fit in. Maybe it's rebellious, maybe it's ability-wise. And sometimes if they're being asked to do something like climb a tree and they're a fish, they're not going to be successful. So sometimes this is also, it kind of challenges the social norm. A lot of times this is used to describe education. People who are against standardized testing, like our Iowa assessments that we take, they think there's too much emphasis on those, and kids aren't allowed to kind of express themselves creatively in school. So it's like one of the problems that a lot of people use this title to kind of talk about. So remember, schema and prior knowledge is just kind of warming your brain up and connecting your experiences to the book. That way you're more connected to the characters, the plot, and the setting. So go ahead and take a look at your cover, or if there's text that you can connect some prior knowledge to, go ahead and do that. All right, thanks for watching.